The election results continue to filter out, and this is going to take a couple of days now. Gone has been the time when the election results would all be out within 12 hours and people would be sitting up all night for it. This doesn't happen anymore. The local election results now go on over a much longer period. But it hasn't stopped the speculation, and it hasn't stopped the clear analysis. And Lewis Goodall and James O'Brien were wheeled out on LBC, and James O'Brien came out with a great line: Boris has inserted himself. Indeed he has, with the story of forgetting his ID in order to vote, and not voting, of course. And Nadine Dorries on ITV this morning with Ed Balls talked about managing expectations, and there was a lot of pressure for her to capitulate and say, oh yes, the Conservatives are going to have a leadership election, but 5 leaders in the space of one parliament will simply, as she points out, will simply be a statement of a lack of trust. And it's not going to go anywhere. It's a nonsense, rather like our trains, a nonsense. And for example, even if Sir Keir ends up nationalising the railways, he's not going to nationalise the supply of trains. The trains are all held by a series of, I think, 4 different rolling stock companies, which are managed by banks, some of them international banks. And the problem with the local franchises is a lot of those are held by foreign companies that are raking in as much money as they can. They're milking the system and then using the profit to prop up the Italian nationalised railway system, Hong Kong, to prop up companies elsewhere in Germany, and to prop up nationalised companies. And it's the fracturing of the railways which happened under John Major, and which has never worked. It's not as if we're going back to 1948 when the railways were nationalised, to going back to before that, when we had 3 or 4 big companies that ran the rail network, and then there was one particular company that managed those trains which went from one rail network into another rail network, and they divided the fare. And we don't have that, because £4 or £5 of every ticket goes to the rail track, and then a huge amount of money goes to these rolling stock companies simply to pay for the trains that we're sitting on, these awful trains sometimes that we're sitting on. And then so much of the rest of the money is simply paid by the operating companies to the employees, and they complain they can't actually make any profit. Whatever profit there is creamed off and sent back to the nationalised railways in the countries that own our various train franchises. The thing is a mess. And Sir Keir Starmer has not promised to nationalise the railway stock. Without that, it doesn't matter what else he does. We're still in hoik to the big banks, the big international banks. The money is still going out of the country, and we can't control our systems. We've already got some of these railway franchises renationalised, and they're not really able to make a profit. They're not really able to make it work. You ask, why is HS2 being pushed? It's not being pushed for the passengers, it's being pushed for freight, because freight is the only way that the railways are making any money at all. And that happens in the middle of the night when you and I are fast asleep. And that's the only way anyone is making any cash out of the railways. And it's not coming to us. And it's never going to come to us, even with Sir Keir Starmer's promise. The Keir Starmer's promises are a pie crust promise. It's about illusion. It's about PR. And that's what dictates every time Rishi Sunak opens his mouth, PR. And Nadine Dorries today is quite right. You know, I'm always ready to point out when people I mock are perfectly correct. She's quite right. If Rishi Sunak is to even lose with grace and make sure that the Conservative Party is not completely destroyed, he needs to surround himself with a cabinet of people who can actually do the job, who can get onto local radio in the morning and local television channels in the morning and talk constructively and coherently and answer questions, rather than simply sloganize like Gillian, whatever her name is, I can't remember, the education minister. The first person that needs educating is her. And it's a nonsense to put her on the radio, as it's a nonsense to put Genrick on and some of these other excuses for ministerial office. There are people who can do the job. There are people on the back benches who can do the job very successfully. They need to be brought back into number 10 in the fading days of this government if Rishi Sunak is going to do anything for our Parliament. He now needs to start thinking about saving his own hide and start thinking about his responsibility to our country.